Good morning, everybody. We're going to do another Double Masters draft. Now, I'm just now realizing I forgot to make coffee this morning, so I'm going to have to do that after the draft portion. Taking a look at what we got here. Adaptive Automaton's great. I don't know or remember what tribal deck is in this format. Cyclonic Rift is really trolly. But we also have like Galvanic Blast, Goblin Gaveleer. So we could go very aggressive equipment. Both of those are like super good, and I'm really tempted to do that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Trollnado, but I don't think I can make it work today. I just got a feeling. So we're gonna try and go the artifact equipment route. Darksteel Axe is an excellent second pick for the equipment deck. Oh, speaking of, I don't know if you guys saw the secret lair on oozes that was dropped, but the flavor text on Void Slime is legendary, so if you haven't seen that, you should definitely go look. Yeah, taking Darksteel Axe, because Flare Husk could be like the second pick, and it's worse than Darksteel Axe in most cases. Alright, let's see. We have Eager Construct. There's also Master Splicer and Thopter Engineer. Thopter Engineer really plays into the aggro part. There's a lot of artifact creatures in this format, so like any Eager Construct we get immediately transforms into damage, etc. So I think I'm gonna go Thopter Engineer here. Master Splicer is good, but it's better if you have like the other Splicer that I can't remember the name of right now. Okay. Fencing Ace wields equipment very well. There's also a Thraben Inspector in this pack and a Lightning Axe. I'm kind of hoping Lightning Axe comes around because it's pretty great removal. The discard's not fantastic in an aggro deck, but it's cheap removal that kills big things. So we're going to take a Fencing Ace. It is our first white card, but we don't have to be in white. So what are we looking for? We're looking for Toll Collectors, more equipment, Pure Steel Paladin, any broken equipment we could find, Kemba, and the Weapons Trainer, I think would all be great pickups. Those are kind of what we have our eyes out for right now. Okay, I think I'm going to take Strength of Arms here. It's technically a creature. It pumps, like, gives us a 1/1. Should be good. Teamer Battle Rage is not bad at all, but I tend to see more Teamer Battle Rages going around than I do Strength of Arms. Glint Sleeve Artisan would not be bad, but Strength of Arms I think is going to be a little bit better. Okay. Crusader of Odric is good, but I don't think we're going to be going this wide. It might be better for us to take something like Pyrowild Shaman because we have Fencing Ace. And we're probably going to be a little bit more red than white, unless we get a Pure Steel Paladin in pack 2. Yeah, I think I gotta go Pyrowild Shaman here. Having the creatures is probably more important first. Okay. O Naginata is a fantastic equipment, especially when you have Darksteel Axe, because it makes anything O Naginata can equip to. Makes anything something O Naginata can equip to. So we're going to take O Naginata. Iron League Steed is a pretty fantastic 4-drop. If we get a Salivating Gremlins, it makes Salivating Gremlins really good. Pyrite Spellbomb, technically removal, not bad. Could cantrip too. But I think having the creature here is more important. They wanted me to take Parasitic Strix. I'm not in the colors to make that work. I will take another Iron Leg Steed though, considering a Dismantle, but I think I would rather have a critical mass of creatures. There's some possibility we could splash green for Gorklan Rampager. It's not a bad card, really. I think that's the most likely, so we're going to put that at the side. Fortify, not bad. Inner colors. I do apologize about the awning. I will take a break before round 1 and try and get some coffee. Weapon Surge. We are kind of going wide. Weapon Surge is pretty good. I'm going to take Lightning Axe, though. I think the single target removal is more important. We'll take Braids, put her in the sideboard because she's cute. And Darksteel Citadel into the side. Pack 2. Oh, man. Shroom. This is not a Shroom deck. It is far too far away from a Shroom deck to consider taking Shroom too. So we're going to take Pyrite Spellbomb and Goblin Gaveleer. And And yeah. Okay. There's another Goblin Gaveleer. There's an Abrade. Abrade is excellent removal. There's also a Sickle Slicer. Kind of just want to take Goblin Gaveleer. We only have 2 pieces of equipment though, so we probably should focus on picking equipment. Yeah, we're gonna do it. Okay, we have a Ravenous Intruder, Cathartic Reunion, Tumble Magnet, Weapon Surge, or Savageborn Hydra. We're not, you know what, we're not that deep in white. We could be playing, red-green, which would give us access to Gore-Clan Rampager and a Savageborn Hydra. Yeah, I'll consider it. Okay, Ratchet Bomb is a little bit slow. There's an Ancestral Blade or a Golem Skin Gauntlets. I'm going to take Ancestral Blade because the mana cost is up front and the equip cost is cheaper, plus it is a creature itself. If we get any red-green fixing, like a Firelit Thicket or something like that, I might consider splashing green. But that Ancestral Blade kind of tipped me back into being white. So what are we looking for through the rest of this pack and pack 3? Obviously, Pure Steel Paladin or Kemba, but we're looking for more Ancestral Blades, and more Galvanic Blasts, and more equipment. Alright. I will not take Volshot Gauntlets over Golem Skin Gauntlets. Golem Skin Gauntlets is kind of a weaker equipment. Volshot Gauntlets, the only time I've found that this could possibly be good is if you have 2 or more Kazul's Toll Collectors, which, interestingly enough, we haven't seen a single one of. So, I'm going to take Golem Skin Gauntlets. There's a Brutaclad, but we're not playing blue. Another Pyrowild Shaman, Angel of the Dawn. I think I just take the other gauntlets here. Okay, Weapons Trainer is one of the payoffs for playing the strategy that we're playing. It's also a creature, which we do need more of. So we're taking Weapons Trainer over an Orcish Vandal. Orcish Vandal would not be bad. It does give us a little bit of reach, especially with things like Iron League Steed, Thopter Engineer, creating tokens. So if we can pick up one before the draft ends, that'd be fantastic, but I'm not going to take it over something like Weapons Trainer. Another Thopter Engineer. There's also a Skinbrand Goblin. I think I take the Thopter Engineer here. Also, seeing that reshape, man, I wish we had been in a deck where we could have taken Sharoom. That would have been sweet. If that had been our pack 1, I definitely would have gone that way. Alright, I think we take Sanctum Spirit. It's a little bit worse than a lot of things, but it's not bad. It can gain us a bunch of life and break aggro matchups with all the equipment we have. Okay, this is saying to take Cascade Bluffs. Can't imagine what we'd need blue for. Springleaf Drum, kinda meh. Crusader of Odric. Crusader of Odric could technically be a thing. I really don't think I'm splashing blue at any point, so we'll take Crusader. Probably gonna take Weapon Surge. Ravenous Intruder is nice, but like at the same time, I don't want to sack all my equipment, so take Weapon Surge. Corridor Monitor in the sideboard. Probably not playing green, unfortunately. I guess I'll throw Volshot Gauntlets into the sideboard. And Sylvan Might into the sideboard. Alright, come on. Good pack 3. Show me Pure Steel Paladin Sword. I think that would be like the best possible pack for this deck. Alright, Karthus, Tyrant of Jund. Love ya, but I don't think I can play ya. So we'll take Swiftblade Vindicator for sure. Then our other options are Welding Jar, Skinwing, or Eager Construct. And I think I gotta go Skinwing. Swiftblade Vindicator wears equipment like nothing else. It already has 3 keywords on it, all of which that you wish your equipment would grant, so it's pretty good. Wouldn't mind somebody passing around like a Hammer of Nazan would be great. Kragenwick Cremator, not really though. We're not doing Kragenwick crematory things. There's a weapons trainer or a toll collector, and I think we gotta go weapons trainer. It's just a little more aggressive. Toll collector has a higher chance of wheeling. Okay, now we have a decision to make. There's Toll Collector and there's Salivating Gremlins. Salivating Gremlins is really good because we have 2 Iron League steeds and a bunch of 1-mana equipment. I have a feeling, though, we're going to be playing out most of that before we play the Gremlins. And Toll Collector is great post-equipment, so I'm going to take the Toll Collector. Alright, there's the Thespian stage, in case your opponent's playing Dark Depths. Battle Rattle Shaman. Sanctum Gargoyle. I think I'll take the Sanctum Gargoyle here. It can get back a Pyrite Spellbomb at the very worst, and it flies. So, we'll try that. Wouldn't mind like a couple more pieces of equipment before this pack is out. Like a couple more Ancestral Blades would be fantastic. There's a High Market, Cardwork Assembler, and this is like the 5th cast down we've seen. Probably should have been in black because we'd have so much removal. I do not like High Market in this deck. I'm going to take Revoke Existence for the sideboard. Hell, maybe even for the main deck. Another Goblin Gaveleer, another Golem Skin Gauntlets, and another Weapon Trainer. I'm going to take the other Weapons Trainer, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4... I only have 5 equipment, 6 equipment. Yeah, still going to take Weapons Trainer. Academy Ruins. Probably not going to take Academy Ruins. Volshock Gauntlets in the sideboard. If I'd taken that Cascade Bluffs, we could technically splash it, but Cascade Bluffs would not be very good in this deck. It also only is a marginal upside for if our opponent has Destroy Artifact and not Exile Artifact. What was that thing I said about Firelit Thicket? That we could probably splash Gore Clan Rampager and a Savageborn Hydra? It does seem fun. Bloodshot Trainee, though, works well with equipment and is repeatable damage. I'm going to take Bloodshot Trainee. I think it's definitely the better pick. Kind of sad that I'm not going the Savageborn Hydra route, though. We're not going to get that much mana, and that card is way better when you have tons of mana. Put a Welding Jar on the sideboard. Put a Corridor Monitor. I'll take another Lightning Axe for the side. And Weapon Surge for the side, Balduvian Rage, and the Dread Return. Okay. You're all wonderful human beings. I'm going to get my coffee, and then I'm going to come back and make this deck. Alright, I'm going to try and stop yawning now. Probably unsuccessfully, but I'm only halfway through my coffee. And this is what we ended up with. I did cut the Lightning Axes. We can bring them in versus big things, basically. Tried to focus on aggro and maintain our equipment ability with like Goblin Gaveleer, and didn't want to cut any equipment at all. So, alright, so I will see you all in round 1. Alright, round 1, here we go. We will play first. If we draw a white source, this hand goes from good to great, so we're going to keep it. Start Mountain, Darksteel Axe, pass the turn. Is it just me, or is like the color really washed out for some reason? It appears the same on the recording as I literally see it, so it's kind of weird. Play Fencing Ace, pass the turn. Okay, opponent plays a Swamp. We play Mountain. Go to combat. We're just going to attack for 2 because it's pretty clear our opponent's telegraphing a cast down. Yep, and we don't want to waste the mana on something that's going to die immediately. So, play Kazul's Toll Collector and equip Darksteel Axe. Pass the turn. Opponent passes. We draw Iron League Steed. So play Plains, play Iron League Steed, and opponent concedes. Alright, the old one removal spell, no third land concede. Alright, no adjustments as far as I know. I'll just run it back. I was really worried my opponent had like 4 cast downs in hand, because that's the kind of garbage I run up against in Limited. Yeah, looks like a good hand. We'll keep. Opponent starts Swamp Executioner's Capsule, sure. We draw a Pyrite Spellbomb, so play Goblin Gaveleer, pass the turn. Okay, we'll draw a Darksteel Axe. Play a Plains, go to combat, attack for 1. Play Weapons Trainer, pass the turn. Opponent probably going to crack Executioner's Capsule, but they don't. Okay, they play a Swamp. We untap, we draw another Weapons Trainer. Play Weapons Trainer. Play Darksteel Axe. Okay, go to combat. Opponent kills the Weapons Trainer, which is great, because we have multiple equipment we want to put on this Gaveleer for massive damage. We only get in for 2, though, this turn. Opponent plays a Forest and passes. We draw Ancestral Blade. Okay. Equip Gaveleer. Go to combat. Attack for half our opponent's life total. Play Golem Skin Gauntlets. Pass the turn. Man, 3 Gaveleers and 3 Weapons Trainers means we basically draw 1 every game in our opening hand, which is exactly what we want to curve with. I think that's the fastest round 1 I've ever seen. Without like some crazy not showing up to the game shenanigans. Anyway, I'll see you all in round 2. Man, this queue time is long. Alright, here we go. Alright, we do have a curve, 1, 2, 3. Kind of wish we had a different equipment in hand. I think that would be the only thing that would make this hand better off the bat. When it starts Forest, passes, we draw. Oh, so quick tip here. Land sequencing is probably the #1 most important thing you can learn how to do in Limited. As an example, by playing a Plains here, I literally can't mess up any of my other plays for the rest of the game. So we're starting Plains. Big tip if you have low brain power due to tiredness or anything of such. Make sure you sequence your lands correct, especially in an aggro deck. Okay, opponent plays a mountain. We're going to have to look out for a Braid, Galvanic Blast, etc. We're drawing lands, which is not great. If we draw a different equipment, if we draw Darksteel Axe, and we can put Darksteel Axe on Vindicator, and then put Onaginata on Vindicator, we're going to be in an amazing place. Alright, opponent plays a Champion of Lamholt. We untap, we draw Iron League Steed. So play a mountain. We're going to play Thopter Engineer, because it does have a token with haste that I kind of forgot about and almost waited till second main to play, but didn't make that mistake. So we hit our opponent for 3. Okay. My opponent plays another Forest and a Toll Collector. They're going to pump a Champion of Lamholt. We can still block it. So I'm still looking for other equipment. I feel like that might be a running theme in this deck, and I'm not thrilled about it. Oh, I can't block it, actually, because creatures with power less than Champion of Lamholt's power can't block it. We untap. We draw a lot more land. So, play Iron League Steed, make a Servo, go to combat, and attack like this, I think. If my opponent wants to trade, that's fine. Okay. We really just like any equipment in the deck, so 5 out of 29, slightly better than a 1 in 6, of practically winning the game on the spot. Okay, opponent plays a Rapacious Dragon, pumps Champion, gets some treasure, and our opponent attacks for 6. We'll take 6. Okay, equipment, please. That's not equipment, but that's the next best thing. Play Weapons Trainer. Equip Onaginata here. Go to combat, and I think we can afford to just do this. Yeah. Opponent can block and kill Vindicator, but it still would trample damage over, and our opponent is taking a lot. Okay. So 1 damage tramples over there, and our opponent goes to 1. This is pretty good. Oh, man. So, unless my opponent has Double Teamer Battle Rage, I think we're fine. And even if they did, I'm still blocking. So they would need Double Teamer Battle Rage, Galvanic Blast, Creature Double Teamer Battle Rage, Enlarge. I forgot Enlarge was a card. Are you kidding me? That's lethal. Because we cannot block that, but we must block it. So we're not allowed to block here. Oh, and we're not allowed to block here because of protection. So yeah, take 15. Wow, not the lethal I anticipated, but one that was possible. Okay, my opponent has Sword of Light and Shadow, which is protection from half of our deck. So I am going to bring in Revoke Existence. And I'm going to drop probably an Iron League Steed for that. I also feel like I need the Lightning Axe for additional creature removal. And I'm going to cut... I was going to say Strength of Arms, but I realized Strength of Arms actually helps us to equip Onaginata. Yeah, I'm going to cut Strength of Arms still. Okay, try like this. We basically lost that game due to not having creature removal at any point. I think we have better 6s. And we do. So I'm going to keep this, put back Thopter Engineer. We'll start Goblin Gaveleer. Pass the turn. Okay. Get in for 1. Pass the turn. Okay. Play Golem Skin Gauntlets. Try and equip here. Attack for a lot. Okay, pass the turn. Opponent is at 11, and we do have a shock. Kazul's Toll Collector. Okay, we untap. We draw another Gaveleer. Kill Toll Collector. Go to combat, attack for 8, take our opponent to 3. And, yeah, let's say we're in a pretty good spot here. Unless we get, like, Anger of the Gods. Alright, opponent concedes. That was much more one-sided than game 1. I'm glad we mulliganed. And it's a lesson that if you have a deck with a curve like this, and you keep these 2 cards and 5 lands, you should have mulliganed. Because the odds that you get like 4 of these cards and 2 lands, pretty high. Like 4 1-drops, 2 lands would be an excellent starting hand for a deck like this. Alright, we're going to run it back. I think that's my number 1 problem whenever I draft low curve aggressive decks, is I don't keep hands where the competitive advantage of my deck shows. This is very tempting, but it is very dependent on drawing a white land, so I'm going to mulligan, even though we are on the draw. If any one of these was a red land, we would be in an amazing place, but I'm going to go to 5. Okay, I can work with this. We're going to put back Thopter Engineer and a Mountain. Opponent starts Mountain, Goblin Guide. Draw me a land, please. There it is. See, it's like we only mulligan once. And then continuously draw land. Okay, play Gaveleer, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Pyrite Spellbomb. Gets in for 2. Golem Skin Gauntlets, okay? No blocks. We draw Golem Skin Gauntlets, play Fencing Ace. Go to combat. Attack for 1. So my opponent only has 1 land. That's pretty bad. They top decked a land. I was hoping they would have to crack Pyrite Spellbomb to draw a card. Okay, Fortify. Fortify means that we can just hold up Fortify effectively to get around Pyrite Spellbomb. They have a second one. Okay, well that's not good. Play a Mountain. We are now attacking for 3. Go to combat, we'll attack. Okay. Play Darksteel Axe. Equip here. So, even if our opponent removes our creature, untaps, and removes our other creature, it's bad. But we have so many creatures in this deck, we should be able to top deck one, especially with Goblin Guide getting lands out of the way. Another Goblin Gaveleer, excellent. I just hope it's not too late. 2 mana, opponent plays Whisperer of the Wilds. Okay. We draw Gaveleer number 2. So play Gaveleer, equip, and play Golem Skin Gauntlets. We will hit our opponent for 5. So opponent was pretty desperate for mana there. They have to kill our Gaveleer on their turn if they want to do anything about it, because otherwise we have Fortify to protect it. And if we top deck a land, we can equip and Fortify. Opponent did not attack. We draw Swiftblade Vindicator, which we're going to try and hide. Alright, so go to combat. Attack with Big Gaveleer. Okay, if we Fortify, we force them to use Pyrite Spellbomb. So I think we have to do that. Because Vindicator can win this game by itself. Especially with my opponent being mana screwed, they're not going to have mana for heavier removal. Okay. So pass the turn. Opponent is incentivized to remove this Goblin Gaveleer now if they can. They play Gore Clan Rampager. Okay. They do not attack. We draw Plains. Play Plains. Play Swiftblade Vindicator. And equip Vindicator. Pass the turn. So next turn we take a big hit, but after that we have a creature with double strike and vigilance with a ton of attack power. We basically just have to pray our opponent does not draw any sort of shock, which, considering they played 2 Pyrite Spellbombs, I think they have an Abrade. Conclave Naturalists. Okay, that's pretty bad. But they can't destroy Darksteel Axe. Okay, so they kill Golem Skin Gauntlets. Would really like to draw any other equipment now. They don't attack. Kazul's Toll Collector. Play the Toll Collector. Yeah. Equip here. Go to combat. Attack for 5. Okay. Opponent still takes damage off the top. Then we suit up Toll Collector. Pass the turn. I had inadvertently played around that Naturalists, which is actually fantastic. Gotta love them indestructible Bone Splitters. Okay. We're going to block here because this does block more damage. Still really hoping our opponent doesn't have removal, because we're basically screwed if they do. Okay. Another Gore Clan Rampager. Well, if we draw any 1-mana equipment wins the game here. That's what we need to draw. Any 1-mana equipment. Ancestral Blade also will win the game. They play Gaveleer. I don't think that'll change the math. I think 1-mana equipment wins the game. Galvanic Blast does not do it. So we can shock our opponent. This basically only works if they don't block. Come on, don't block. Ugh. Double block. Yeah, I think they're going to attack into that. There's basically no reason for them not to. Brutal. We died to not drawing equipment, which is something I expressed fear about earlier because we didn't have that much. So we're going to Galvanic Blast before damage, and our opponent even had a pump spell. Fantastic. Well, that was actually pretty close. I don't think we made too many mistakes there. It just got unlucky, which is going to happen. Magic is a game about variance. So this is something that consistently comes up whenever I play Magic. And frequently, and it's not always relevant because there's times where I just play terribly. But there are other times where like people are like, Kano, why didn't you take this line? This line would have won you the game. Yes, but that line wasn't the most likely line to win me the game. It's not about finding the secret line that wins the game. Well, sometimes it is, but frequently it's not. It's about giving yourself the best chance to win the game. And And a lot of people don't seem to understand that, or if they internally understand it, they don't make the conscious connection to it. There are times where there are still technically ways to win the game, and as long as there's technically a way to win the game, you should keep playing. But Magic is usually about finding the line that wins you the game, most likely. Alright, round 3, here we go. Alright, we've got equipment, we've got creatures. We're gonna keep. Opponent does mulligan to 6, which is good for us. Mulliganing against an aggressive deck really sucks, in Limited especially. We draw Goblin Gaveleer, which is probably our best 1-drop. To lead on, anyway. Also starting land sequencing, want to point that out. I basically removed the possibility for error, well, until I drew a mountain, but y'all get my point, hopefully. Attack for 1. Okay. Play Weapons Trainer. Pass the turn. Next turn, we're going to play and equip a Darksteel Axe. Opponent plays a Forest into a Sickle Slicer. Okay. We untap. We draw a mountain. Okay, it doesn't matter what land we play here, so play a Darksteel Axe. Equip Goblin Gaveleer. Go to combat. And attack for 9. We do lose a creature here, but the damage is worth it. Opponent leaves the 6-1, meaning that they are more confident they could kill the 6-1. I'm trying to think of what removal they could have that would be toughness dependent. Okay, Manamorphose. So they are actually Naya. Battle Rattle Shaman. Okay. Pumps itself. Sure. Opponent passes. We draw another Weapons Trainer. So play Plains. I think what we do is just play Skinwing here. Because next turn, this is a more efficient usage of our mana. And I don't think I attack this turn. Next turn, Goblin Gaveleer will be absolutely massive, and my opponent does not have a flying blocker for the Skinwing. Okay, so opponent has an Alabaster Mage, and they can regain some life. If they attack with Battle Rattle Shaman, I am tempted to block with a Germ Token. But they did not, so I don't even have to think about it. Okay, play Weapons Trainer. Pump the team. Play Golem Skin Gauntlets. Now, it's still worth attaching to Goblin Gaveleer, even though it would still pump Skinwing by an additional power, simply because of the absurd ability that Goblin Gaveleer has. That is a 10-1 1-drop. Okay, so opponent gives Battle Rattle Shaman lifelink, throws it under the bus, and then takes an absurd amount of damage, and goes to 4. Fat lot of good that lifelink's doing you now, huh? Alright. Okay, opponent plays their own Golem Skin Gauntlets. They can equip, give lifelink, and attack, but that would just kill them. And we're swinging in the air next turn, so leaving back to block is not fantastic. They have to have removal. Alright, there is no universe where we block this. Not a single one. Our opponent would need a lot more mana to kill us. Okay, they're just going to give lifelink, go to 7, and die. Okay, play Plains, suit up, assemble Voltron. Okay, alright, going on to game 2 of round 3. Feeling good about this. Opponent is playing an aggressive deck. There's some notion we should bring in Weapons Surge, and some notion we should bring in Revoke Existence. I feel like Revoke Existence is going to be a little slow, and Weapons Surge, while it would break the symmetry, I don't think we need it. The opponent starts Plains, nothing. We draw Swiftblade Vindicator, oh boy. Play Goblin Gaveleer, pass the turn. This is like our best hand yet. We top deck a 3rd land, it's amazing. Opponent has a Pure Steel Paladin. Okay, we have an option here. Pure Steel Paladin is incredibly threatening and powerful. So I think what we're going to do is we are going to offer the Strength of Arms deal here. We're not playing an equipment first, because if our opponent does not take this, because they suspect a trick, we need to be able to play Swiftblade Vindicator. So we would have only gotten half the value out of Strength of Arms had our opponent blocked, but eliminating Pure Steel Paladin is that important if you can. Okay? Opponent plays a Mountain and a Sickle Slicer. So opponent gets to draw a card. I actually think it's so important my opponent won't attack here. Okay. We draw Bloodshot Trainee, play Darksteel Axe, and we're going to equip 2 Vindicator and attack. Opponent's going to chump, but we have Double Strike. Just prevents 2 damage here. Okay, pass the turn. Gaveleer is an excellent backup plan. Opponent plays a Kazul Toll Collector. Suits it up. Strength of Arms, though, should get us through this just fine. Okay, Mountain, unfortunately, does not let us Strength of Arms and Fortify. And we're not going to Fortify here because our opponent does have a 4 Toughness creature. So we're just going to attack with Swiftblade Vindicator, Strength of Arms, and then probably play Toll Collector. Okay. This just ensures that we kill it in the first strike phase of combat, then deal 5 damage over the top. Play Toll Collector. Pass the turn. Yeah, this is the ultimate equipment wielder, I think. And opponent scoops it up, they just can't beat that. Crazy. Alright, so we win back our entry with a relatively quick equipment-focused beatdown. I know that this isn't the most interesting deck to watch necessarily, because it is just creatures beating face and wielding equipment, and it's not like we were doing any crazy pure steel shenanigans like the last time. But this is important because it shows you that this deck was almost entirely commons and uncommons with Vindicator. I think... Let me take a look at that so I can back up my claims here. Yeah, so Swiftblade Vindicators are rare, and the rest of the deck is commons and uncommons. And we just absolutely destroyed most opponents we came across. And round 2, we probably should have won. The only reason we didn't is because we took our opponent to 1, and they had a crazy lethal backswing because they were playing in large. So, like, yeah, no, I definitely think this is a very good strategy. And if you open good pieces, like, if you're trying to win, and you open cards like Cyclonic Rift, like, yes, if you need them for the money, obviously take them. If you're not playing Phantom like I am, or the only thing that matters is winning, take them for the money, whatever. But if you don't need the pieces, and they don't straight up win you the game, and you open Goblin Gaveleer and equipment, or Goblin Gaveleer and Galvanic Blast, going that route is absolutely fair, and can win you the game. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed this content. I know I did. I love the Goblin Gaveleer equipment beatdown. It's really fun to play. It may not be that fun to watch, but I hope you all enjoyed. And if you did, please leave a like, drop a comment. I will respond, and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you want to catch me streaming live, I stream Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Mountain Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Same username over there as you can find me on here. And yeah, I don't know how much more Double Masters I'll do. It kind of depends on how the videos do on YouTube. I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on constructed content in the near term. I've gotten a few requests for Amonkhet Remastered, so if you want to see Amonkhet Remastered, please let me know. I might do a test video here or there to see how it does, but if it doesn't bring in the viewership that I'm looking for, I'm probably not going to do it. I'll just do some like jank constructed or budget magic content instead. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!